Good morning, students. Students, we have started revising the third chapter from your party book in the last class, and its name is As a Disastrous Dinner. And students, in the last class itself, we have already finished the story of the first two pages of the chapter. And now, students, today we are going to revise the next and the last two pages of the story. So now, students, let me start with the reading. It is so disappointing to have to spend your whole morning for nothing, thought Jo, as she called everybody for dinner. She stood hot, tired, and disheartened, looking at the feast spread before her. She was certain Miss Crocker's sharp tongue would report it far and wide. Poor Jo! She was embarrassed because all her dishes were tasted and left uneaten. Amy giggled and Meg looked distressed, and Miss Crocker pursed her lips. Laurie, the neighbor's boy, talked and laughed to make the scene look more cheerful. Jo was sure that her dessert was good, for she had sugared it well and had a jug of rich cream to eat with it. First, everyone looked kindly at the little rosy islands of strawberries floating in the sea of cream. Miss Crocker tasted first, made an unpleasant face, and drank some water hastily. Amy was fond of sweet dishes, took a spoonful, put it all in her mouth at once, choked and hid her face in a napkin, and left the table hastily. "Oh, what is it?" exclaimed Jo, trembling. "Salt instead of sugar, and the cream is sour," replied Meg sadly. Jo uttered a groan and fell back in the chair. She remembered that she had put the powder hastily over the berries and had not cared to put the milk in the refrigerator. She turned red and was about to burst into tears when she saw Laurie smiling. The funny side of the situation suddenly struck her, and she laughed till the tears ran down her cheeks. So did everyone else. The unfortunate dinner ended happily with bread and butter and fun. Then Mrs. March came along. "Are you satisfied with the experiment, girls? Or do you want another week of it?" she asked. "I don't," cried Jo decidedly. "Nor I," echoed the others. So, student, here with it we have finished the story of Disastrous Dinner. Now, students, let me give you a short summary of the last two pages of the story. So, in the last class, we learned that Jo made dinner for everyone. After that, she served the dinner by her own hand. But everyone tasted the food and stopped eating. That's why Jo got embarrassed because she had made a terrible or a horrible food. Then Laurie, the neighbor boy, he tried to turn the serious atmosphere into a cheerful one. But after all this, Jo was very sure that her dessert was good. The dessert was looking like a little strawberries floating in the sea of cream. After serving the dessert, Mrs. Crocker, she tasted it first, and after tasting it, she made a very unpleasant face and drank some water hurriedly. Then Amy, who was fond of sweet dishes, he took a spoonful of dessert and put it inside her mouth. Then she also covered her face with a napkin and left the table hastily. Then Jo asked that what happened with the dessert, and Meg replied her that she had put salt instead of sugar over the dessert, and the cream had also turned sour. Then Jo sat back in the chair in, because she was very sad and disappointed. Then she remembered that she put the powder on the berries hurriedly, and she did not put the milk in the refrigerator. That's why the cream had turned sour. Jo was about to burst into tears, but in the meantime she saw Laurie, the neighbor boy. He was still smiling. Seeing his smiling face, Jo also started laughing till tears rolled down from her eyes. Then everyone else in the table started laughing, and the dinner ended on a happy note with only bread and butter. After some time, Mrs. March came in and asked that whether the girls are satisfied now or they want to continue cooking for another week. Then immediately Jo replied that no, she doesn't. And other girls, they also said no, they don't want to continue for another week because that only day of doing household chores was a horrible one for them. That single day made them realize that how difficult it was to maintain the house and the kitchen. Now students, so we have finished our story, and now students, here I have listed the important word meanings from these last two pages, and they are: number 1, distressed, which means upset; number B, pursed her lips, which means formed lips into a small tight round shape to show disapproval; the number C, dessert, which means sweet dish; the number D, hastily, which means quickly; and number E is unfortunate, which means unlucky. So students, with it we have finished almost the half of the revision of a disastrous dinner. And students, in the next class we shall continue reading or revising the other important topics related to the chapter As students, we have already finished the story. So students, I hope that there is no difficulty in understanding the points that we have already discussed. But still, if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. So student, that's it. Thank you so much for watching with patience.